What's going on YouTube? I'm Cooper, this is the Cooper Music Page, and today we're asking, what the f*** Facebook? So in the last few days, about a week or so, a meme and some articles have been floating around Facebook that look something like this. It states that effective October 1st, any videos being used on Facebook products like Instagram and Messenger that create a music listening experience will be removed and pages may be deleted entirely. Facebook wants users to only share content for their friends and family and not for musicians to reach their fans. Now, I know there are a lot of misleading claims and false information that gets spread on Facebook, so I did a little of my own digging into the new Facebook guidelines and terms of service. As it turns out, the meme and the articles aren't exactly hitting the right mark. There is some misleading information. So the new terms and conditions came out on July 31st of 2020. And with it, there was updates to the codes of conduct and whatnot for people that would go into effect on October 1st. Specifically, it says that the terms and conditions update to section 3.2 will be updated October 1st, implying that the rest of the terms and conditions updates are updated already as of the June 31st update. So unfortunately, the only misleading information that I found was that it will start on October 1st, when in reality, it's already in effect right now. So what does that mean for us as musicians on Facebook and for our fans in the Facebook community? As far as we're concerned, Facebook right now has the right to delete your page and block your content and remove your streams if you are creating a music listening experience for people on Facebook. Now, that's really vague, and unfortunately, Facebook hasn't really come out with anything to explain what they mean by that, which is why I think this is more of a catch-all kind of save your ass kind of statement. If you think about it, literally anything can be a music listening experience. This goes farther than copyright infringement or anything like that that can be said about people playing covers or DJs or karaoke or something like that. This goes into even if you are to release your own music on Facebook for your fans, because it is creating a music listening experience regardless of the copyright policy in place. As of right now, I don't know of any cases of any streams being taken down by any copyright strikes for live performances or covers or live streams of shows, something like that for live performers. I know that Warner, Sony, and Universal, the three biggest music corporations, they like to copyright people either on YouTube or whatever for the reproduction or distribution of their own recorded works, which is done through an algorithm, and that happens all the time, even on Facebook. So as far as live streams and live performances go, they have been generally safe. As far as DJs and like karaoke's using pre-recorded tracks and stuff like that that have a fingerprint that can be identified by a algorithm, basically like how Shazam works, how you can't Shazam a live song, you have to Shazam a pre-recorded song and it goes through a database and finds it and identifies it for you. That's kind of how the copyright strike algorithm works. So live streams of covers and live performances, generally safe. There have been DJ pages and live streams and karaoke pages and live streams that have been stopped midstream or taken down or muted after the fact because of this algorithm-typed approach. But that's nothing new. Copyright infringement has always been around, and that's always been a policy on any platform you use, is you can't use other people's music without their permission. That's just basic law. Unfortunately, the wording in Facebook's new policy does indicate that they want to take a further stance into pursuing legal action or just action in general on their page against artists and musicians and people that share music on their pages, which would have to be basically an individual review of every video, live stream, or content that somebody puts out on their page around the world, which is practically impossible, which is why they use this algorithm-based approach. The fact is, it would just simply take way too long and way too much manpower to alienate a majority of the Facebook users, which are content creators and music and artists and people that share music listening experiences, not necessarily intended for just your friends and family. I think it'd be kind of ridiculous for Facebook to say out the door with all the people that are bringing in all this revenue for ad revenue and everything for Facebook ads and all the other stuff on Facebook that they have to offer that they get money from just by people viewing your page. What I think this actually means is that Facebook is in a typical CYA situation, cover your ass. They kind of know that something is happening, or maybe they anticipate something happening in the future where these companies do get more aggressive and want to find these legal actions for using their music even in live performances or something. Who knows how they'll figure out how to do it in the future. But I think that they just want to cover their butts in a way to, if one of the big companies wanted to sue them or take legal action against Facebook for using copyrighted content on their page from a user, this statement basically is a catch-all saying, hey, we're not responsible. You need to be going after these pages. And don't worry, I've already told them they're going to be deleted if they do this. So I think it's more of a catch-all, cover-your-ass kind of statement more than something that they're looking forward to actually enforcing. Because again, this is a large portion of their site is music and content creators and artists. I just threw a lot of information at you about this new policy. It's very vague, but I'm going to go over it one last time in a little recap just so we know what the highlights are. Real quick, make sure you like and comment and subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday, and I'd like to keep up to date with all these things that are going on and keep you up to date as well. So to recap, the new guidelines for Facebook being able to shut down artist pages for creating a music listening experience for their fans is already in effect. But unless you're blatantly copyright infringing recorded performances, recorded material from these big companies, you're probably not going to be hassled too much for it. Of course, I encourage you to look into the guidelines and new terms of conduct yourself. It's something we all sign when we go on to these pages. And of course, we hope that Facebook isn't hoping to crack down on artists and musicians for sharing music in general. The truth is, we just won't know until they come out with a clarification or start to take these actions. And like I said, they haven't really been taking actions against live streams involving live performances or covers like that. Just the typical copyright coverage that they do for pre-recorded songs being used in maybe a DJ or karaoke kind of stream or video, like they would on any other site for copyright infringement. That's it for today. What do you think about the new Facebook terms and guidelines for musicians and artists? I know I'm still here on YouTube, which is basically a safe haven, so make sure you subscribe up here to get new videos every Monday. If you want to see another video from me, I have a bunch of them. Go ahead and click right down here.